wondering about you and I couldn't put my finger on it.
Yeah, they get stronger and bigger.
We went through changes, through the garden.
Sunglasses also, because I didn't carry too bad. So I said I'll just get some snap-ons, but they're too big for the snap-ons. So I'm gonna have to,
I have to go and get some meal over there with that.
well, I'm still gonna call.
All right, it's 6 o'clock.
Same frames.
Let's come to order here. We've got, I hope it's a short meeting, maybe it ain't. I don't know. Come to order. Stand up, pledge of allegiance, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let's have a roll call, please.
Alderman Joyce.
Here.
Alderman Henry. Here. Alderman Lawrence. Alderman Williams. Here. Alderman Morton.
Here.
Alderman Falconberry.
Here. Approval of agenda.
I'm making a motion to approve.
Second.
Well, we need to make one change.
All right.
We're gonna take off 11B. 11B?
Yeah. It's in the back of your book, Horace. Don't be in the bag.
I seen it. But it's gonna pay it now. You gonna pay it now.
We'll see.
But then shall we, move to approve the budget as amended? That's right.
Right.
I move that.
Make a motion to approve. All righty.
I second.
Got a first and second. Any more discussion of it? Call the roll.
Alderman Falconberry.
Yes.
Alderman Morton.
Yes.
Alderman Williams.
Yes.
Alderman Joyce.
Yes.
Alderman Hill.
Yeah.
Alderman Lawrence.
Yes.
Approve the minutes.
I make a motion to approve.
Got a first and second. Any discussion of it? Call the roll.
Alderman Lawrence.
Yes.
Alderman Hill. Alderman Joyce.
Yes.
Alderman Williams.
Yes.
Alderman Morton.
Yes.
Alderman Falconberry.
Yes.
Public hearing, number 6.
Oh, we're here.
For the second reading.
We didn't hear it.
Oh, we did?
Do I need to speak right here? Just when I stand up or what?
No.
This is for the second reading of the ordinance on the business license.
Okay.
See if anybody's here to speak about that in public.
On the, is that the, I'm sorry, the 10A?
Yes.
Would you explain to me again? I know you explained it and I understood it, but suddenly when I was reading it, I didn't understand it. Are we saying that we no longer want to have require a business license? Or are we getting rid of this so that we can clean up any future business license if we want one?
The best that we can tell, there's a business license ordinance that's been on the books since the early 1980s. I don't remember exactly when. 82. But never in our history have we enforced that ordinance. So once we found it and discussed it, we thought, well, we need to clean this up one way or another, and we thought the fair way to do that would be to just repeal that ordinance, get it clean, and then if we want to impose a business license, we can talk to the business owners that are here now. Probably not many left from 1982 that it would have affected. But
Would that allow us to be able to, the only reason I would be for a business tax is so we could kind of keep up with what is here and, make them go by our rules or whatever, as opposed to
think that there's probably something we could require outside of the business license, just for the purpose of letting us know who's here and what they're doing.
Okay.
And I don't think there'd be anything stopping us from doing that, Todd, except just drawing something up to require it.
No, I think that's right. I mean, I'm not sure, because the Business Tax Act and the business permit requirement is not very stringent. I mean, they just have to make an application and pay a fee. I'm not sure that there's anything much less that we could do and still enforce it, but I think the issue with the current one is it just had never had been, if it hadn't been before anybody that's here now remembers it, I guess.
I see.
And so I think the thought was that, start from scratch with either a new tax ordinance or something else. Now, I do think that it probably is a good idea to have something like that in place, but I think maybe Mark can speak for it again. Just starting from scratch is easier than trying to go back and enforce what's on the books.
Yeah, as far as we can tell, the auditors can't remember, us ever collecting a business license. Nobody that we've talked to can ever remember us collecting a business license, and we can't find it in any of the audits that I've looked through.
I think I remember us paying one thing when we had a service station.
I know
I
the
think it's about
citizens.
$15 a year or something.
I think we pay,
But that's been a long time ago.
Yeah.
That's paid out, so I gotta go out there.
I know
we
the
put the
person-
game room up here a long time ago, but I didn't have to come up here. I had to go to Marshall County and pay so much for a Marshall County business license.
There's an accountant business license.
Right. They still got to do it.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that I want a big old business tax, but I
Right.
do think like there was a not a problem, but a situation
Yeah.
with somebody having a car repair shop in their home, and I don't have one of those.
Yeah.
So but I guess that wouldn't correct that problem.
But I think that now that your neighborhoods, whatever, or the city does too, some of it more commercial, and a lot of it is not. And they still do that. It's like a woman or a man or woman
Cutting hair or something.
cutting hair or keeping 4 or 5 kids. That's a business.
But they pay through the county.
Right.
But if they at least register that business, we know, I think it's kind of ironic, we require people who are having a yard sale to register a yard sale, but we don't require somebody to register their business. And it's just a registration fee of a small amount to cover the clerk's fees and things like that.
If
And then you would know where they were.
We have an ordinance like that. I mean, if I have a yard sale from my house,
You're
I
supposed to come down here and tell them that you're having it.
I'll sell produce on my side of the road. I gotta come here and tell them I'll sell produce.
I don't know about that, you'd have to ask, but I do know you register a yard sale.
We're getting hot shit.
I know I'm gonna get asked the question as soon as I watch this on YouTube. How did it make it so many years with nobody noticing it, Mark? This falls under the water increase with me. I mean, how the hell do we not have a water increase for 10 years and we've had this for 30 plus?
This.
Wait a minute, let me ask you this. Do you remember the man that come down here from MTAS?
Is it?
What? Ralph Cross. Correct. He was down here 12 or 13, 14 years ago. Sitting right in here. I sit right over at that door, Chief Police. And he sat right there and told this board, you need to raise your rates, you're gonna go bad sooner or later. And they said, we'll eat it later. So we end up eating it later.
Not a one of us was on the board at that
No, I'm
You
just-
understand what I'm saying? I was sitting there when it happened. It's not his fault.
I'm probably using the wrong example with water, and I'm not blaming Mark. I'm just wondering how something like that slides by.
Didn't have enough of them for it to matter.
I mean,
I tell you about how, I mean, we discovered it just, kind of by accident, just reading through our history, looking for something else. I don't even remember what I happened to be looking for, but I come across this business license ordinance and thought, we got this ordinance in place and we've never collected it.
okay. I know I'm going to get asked this question, so I'm looking
Yeah,
for an answer
yeah.
now.
I think at one time we might have expected a little bit of it.
If I hadn't have been looking for something else in history, it'd still be going on and we wouldn't.
All right, so it's an oversight. It's something they threw in there at a moment's notice, and nobody
No,
just followed
no.
it.
I have no idea
Okay.
what happened.
Oh, okay, I'm just scared. Like I said, I know I'm going to get asked this question. So,
Right. When O'Reilly's opened up there, they didn't come see to get a business license.
oh no, I'm just counting.
Huh?
I'm just counting. I couldn't tell you if they did or not. That was
I
before
know
my
they
time.
No.
No, because we hadn't had one.
I know I've got all 8 years of my business license stuck to the wall since I've been there.
From the county.
Yes, sir.
So in that ordinance that you found from 1982, under the whereases and therefores, what was the reason justifying doing it? Do you recall?
It doesn't say that I recall, but most municipalities have it because they can. It's just another revenue source. I don't know how much revenue it would generate for us. Anything I said would be a guess.
But I was just wondering if anybody knew how it was justified being presented in the first place.
We're one of I'd say less than 5 municipalities in the state that don't
I can
impose
see
it.
one reason for that. I mean, we've all had someone stop by our house and tell you that they are running asphalt, and they'd like to get rid of a load of that, whatever. They should be registered.
No, it's in the ordinance on that. If anybody's going door to door, it's supposed to be coming here to the town hall.
The transient vendors, we do have something for that's being
Right. Because I run up my house regularly.
when we know about them.
Right.
That's like the yard sales. Sometimes we'll know about a yard sale the Monday after they had it on Saturday.
Yeah.
I'm not sure they realizes they have to come in and do that.
I was going to tell you, the yard sale rule seems a little foolish to me.
Well, the reason being that we passed it is because they leave all those signs up, and basically, if they've not registered it, they don't know they're supposed to go take those signs down. And for someone like me that lives on that corner, I pick up a lot of yard sale signs. A lot.
That just falls under that common sense rule. I reckon we're lacking that.
There is none. Common sense.
Can we put a sign in front of the house that giveaway, sit out there and let people who might get it?
That probably falls under the same one.
They do get it. I've done
What I'm saying,
We don't have a rule against it.
you don't have one. That's all I want to know.
it. Do you have to have a commercial license if you have a business license? Does it have to be commercial property to have that business on it in Chapel Hill?
And that is one of the issues
Yeah.
that is, if someone, although ironically,
Because I know
you
there's a lot of
can't.
little businesses around here ain't on commercial property.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the reasons that people would use to justify to say, well, if they have to come in and register, then you can verify whether they're properly zoned or not. The problem is you can't actually deny them a business permit, but you could turn around and cite them for a zoning ordinance violation.
But shouldn't
But
the county?
those people aren't going to apply for a business permit. They're going to say we don't have a business. But yeah,
I don't
if they've
want
applied
to
for,
put them certain people under a bind where they end up having to get in trouble because they do have a business. It's not on commercial. I like to keep that.
But there are some home-based type businesses which would come,
That
that
would be
lend
okay.
themselves, right, and that's covered in there.
right, which are
Most-
permitted.
Okay.
Most hairdressers,
That's what I was getting at, I guess. I'd hate to put anybody in a bind around here.
Yeah, most people, now I don't know whether they actually go through the process, but if you operate a business out of your home where you're not having people come to your home, that's usually going to be permitted under the zoning.
Good. Okay.
and they would already have to do that under someone was opening a barber shop in their home, that fits under a category at the county level. So if they've got a county business, they would have a county business license.
And I think for the barber shops, then we got a state license.
Might be,
It'd be a state license.
You'd have to have both. Yeah.
Right.
but you wouldn't have to have a city license.
Do what?
They now have to have a city license too, no?
No. We,
Or at
we're
least
trying to get rid of that.
Yes, yes.
Trying to get rid of
Could we
that.
get the county to work with us and let us know when somebody from Chapel Hill, and I don't know why I feel like we need to know that this.
We do need to know.
But they're
And
not likely to go to that extra paperwork and extra
You know,
step to let us know.
we can ask them.
Waiting to see where they had the paper pushing.
Oh, really?
New business.
They do new business,
Oh,
but there's
okay.
some old business, and some of them, one that we're discussing basically was in a commercial zoned area if you're running a business in it, but it's dual if you're just living in the house there. But we had people who are running a business out of their house paying residential taxes on it instead of commercial taxes, which we were losing money.
And you're not allowed to reside in a strictly commercial business.
Oh, really? Okay, but that was my question.
It's a little tricky there, you gotta word it correctly.
That's what we got.
But that's what we got to do time for.
Well, let's start with cleaning the books.
Yes.
If you want to start
That's
from
right,
scratch,
get it out.
we'll word it
We gotta make
correctly.
sure we word it correctly.
But in the meantime, I'll look for some way to get it communicated what is being registered with the county. And then, also we might be able to, put something on our, say our application for water service that ask some questions of these kinds.
Plus, you're gonna cheat, you're gonna lie.
Well, but at least we'll have something in writing. And most of the people that don't do things, it's most of the time because they don't know that they're supposed to.
Let's clean it up. Maybe I can run check. You said a 3-time frame. You ready?
Yeah.
Well, at 10A, we're gonna do that.
So do we have a motion on that yet?
Because we ain't got
29,
there yet.
I'll make a
Repeal it.
We had a motion and a second.
Well, we haven't gotten to 10A yet. We're still on reports. Or communication for the Lord.
We done done that.
We've done the communication from the mayor.
No.
You always wait till the end.
I'll wait.
Number 6,
How about
we're
our
ready for number
reports?
7.
We're ready for number 7, that's correct.
Citizen input.
Is this open?
This is for you.
Okay. So for y'all that weren't here, this on my subdivision here that we've been talking about and been working on. The reason I haven't been up here, we had to find a water source so I could get water taps for the subdivision, and I have got that water source. I've been granted 70 water taps to start the subdivision, and the subdivision is now broke up into 8 phases instead of just one. So we'll do one phase at a time and go to the next. So it'll be 8 phases. First one will be 70 water taps. I think that some of the questions that we came up with, that some of y'all that weren't here, was that, and this is on Todd, asked Todd the question, there's a moratorium on breaking up of property. And my question came was that we would like to be able to tap the city sewer system. The city sewer system is capable of handling, at least we know right now it'll handle this whole thing. The city sewer is permitted for 170,000 gallons a day. The city sewer now does actually 40 to 50,000 gallons a day. So it has plenty to support this whole subdivision and not even be at maximum capacity. So what I was asking for is to be able to tap that sewer system on the backside, on their side of the railroad tracks. But with that, Mark brought up a point that we have a moratorium on building in subdivisions. That moratorium, from what I gather, was put in because of the water system problem up here, because everybody's taking water. I don't need water, I just need sewer. So the water system, water part I have gotten handled. So the question was, as far as on your side, Todd, what would we have to do to raise a moratorium just, I guess, just for this? So because I'm not needing any water, only thing I'm asking for is sewer. I mean, what would we?
Yeah, I'll have to get with Mark and to see what the issues are and what we've discussed. I mean, there is a moratorium on the development. I don't know what the water source is, but if Mark has all the information,
Right, and
he and I
that's-
can talk about it.
And
There's
what
not
was
anything the Boma can do about it tonight. They're not
No,
going to.
and I know that. I'm just trying to bring this stuff up because I'm just, asking questions. I know there's nothing we can do about it tonight, but the thing was is that I think Marco talked about, and with you here, is that we could vote, obviously not tonight, but to lift the moratorium as far as so we could get started on this, and then maybe see if we get approval to tap the city water system.
Could it be
It's-
worded a little different? Because we did state mainly water and building houses for other reasons. We didn't actually say nothing about the sewer problem.
Well, the Boma can lift. You can vote to lift the moratorium anytime you decide it's appropriate. Now, the question I would have, and I think it's something that Mark needs to get the information, and we need to discuss it before there's a recommendation made to you and put on the agenda, is if there's water available and if there's sewer available, is that a reason to remove the moratorium either altogether or for this development and any other development that has a water source? So we just need to look at it carefully, I think, before we just decide we've got water and that addresses all the issues and
Right. I mean,
raise a moratorium on one development and not, maybe it might impact another negatively. So we just
Right. The as far as I got the water source, I got county water.
Okay.
So I got county water and signed off on it. So, and that's where I'll be getting my water source.
do we have other properties in the town that have county water?
No,
Okay.
he has access to county water on that property, access to county water lines, and got approval from the county water board for 70 taps if he can move forward with the development.
Well, that's what I was trying to remember. If we had another situation where there was another town resident that was having county water.
No, we did have it in our plan of services. It did state in there that on the water it would be available when it comes available, or it may even be required to look at getting access to
Access
the
to other
county.
supplies, yes.
Yeah. So
Which
I mean,
he's
I
done.
think there are a couple different things we need to, the town would want to look at to see if
Right.
That
Because
was-
the original thing was when we hit the roadblock was the water. The city couldn't provide water, said I had to find another water resource. So which I did, because obviously I had county water right there at the front of the subdivision.
Right, but the county providing water within the town limits creates another issue that, the town may have to have. I hadn't thought this because I know this issue was going to come up, but the town may have to enter into a separate agreement with the county for this provision of water within the town.
Yeah, we would have to have something that said that if someone didn't pay their sewer bill, then we could have them turn their water off.
Yeah,
right.
We'd need some kind of recourse.
And I think that was kind of discussed with the county when this was kind of approved, that would be something that would have to go together maybe.
What I would suggest, and you may have already done this, but make a request in writing, to the town through Mark, outlining what you're asking for. We can look at it, and if the Boma wants to put it on the agenda for next month, they can.
Okay.
And then of course you have to go through still the planning commission.
Well, man,
process
that's fine.
for
Yeah, this is just the next thing that I had to go through, because then that's what Mark was saying also, that if we get approved to do that, then there would be an actual drawing, and engineers would get involved as far as drawing how the sewer would work, and pumps and flows and all that stuff. And then that's a whole another thing that everybody would have to look at.
Is that something you can have ready for us to look at next month?
It's
About a few months?
a few months, but the first thing you
Yeah.
gotta do is make sure we're approved first before we spend thousands and thousands of dollars of laying all that stuff out.
But you can have something on paper for us to sign and look at if we decide to go further by next month.
We could probably just kind of get it as possible if you guys want something that's just kind of hypothetical.
That's kind of what you're asking for.
Yeah,
I
well,
mean-
I mean, I think what you're talking about, that probably just would go to planning commission after y'all decided whether to remove the moratorium or not.
Correct. That's right. The next thing would be the moratorium, and then we would go to the next step, whatever that would
Okay.
be, and then if the moratorium is removed, then if we agree on being able to tap the sewer system, then obviously then that creates some other things hurdles we gotta jump as far
Right.
as getting it all on paper and making sure that I get access to be able to cross land that I have to and things like that. So that'll be another.
Yeah, I think just make that what you're asking for to Mark, and then he and I can look at it and probably have some more conversations about what the town might need from the county to even make that work.
Correct.
Because even though water was the primary reason for the moratorium, I think there still is a sewer issue that needs to make sure we're clear before that's done. But
Clear as far as
just to make sure that there is enough sewer available for whatever phase
we can get, and this is not set in stone or nothing like that, but like I was saying, that we're permitted for 170,000 gallons of discharge. We're only discharging 40 to 50,000 gallons through the whole city right now.
And they'll
So
do-
even, go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. And there's a way to get it to the plants.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. But then, like I said, if this was completely built out, we wouldn't double that. If this whole thing was built out, 700 houses in
Yeah.
Mark, is that tying into the new line?
here.
It
Yes.
would be tying into the new line.
I definitely don't want to tie in our old line.
No.
I'm just asking.
Yeah, where it would have to tie in on Depot Street, that
Would
part,
be-
that
yeah.
part of the system is not big enough to handle.
Right. So then, that's somewhere written that it have to be tied into that line. I'm sure it
They
has.
would come out of the railroad track right there and.
Yeah.
So I know what they're doing.
Do we need to make a motion for that to be on the next agenda next month, or is that just something that automatically happen, Mark?
I don't think there's any need for a
No,
motion
okay.
unless y'all want to make it.
No, I'll make it just in case we have to have it. But I think we need to go ahead and get it rolling, hit you out, and then, but we still need to discuss it, make sure it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, if you want to make a motion to just have that request he'd make that request and it be put on next
I'll
month's
make that
agenda, you
motion.
can do it.
I'll second.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Got a first and a second, any more discussion?
Shouldn't we, that really kind of, are we getting a little premature on this motion?
We're gonna discuss
In that
it.
Mark and whatever his name is.
The lawyer.
Yeah, the lawyer.
Well, that's what we're making.
This
a
is
motion.
really their problem,
The
whereas
river.
if they can't work it out, and we've made a motion, then it's kind of a stupid, not a stupid motion, but
Still,
a futile.
It just puts it on the agenda.
yes, that's all we're gonna do.
Now-
Discuss it.
What if y'all can't get it on the agenda?
Well, we could put it on, we might show up next month and just say
And
this
put it-
is not something that
Correct.
we're ready to.
But you could put it on the
recommend.
agenda without this
Yes.
motion. Too.
Yeah.
So this just
Yeah.
kind of busy work for us, okay.
That's like the last page in here, we took it off because
Okay.
we're
Yeah.
looking at something else different.
So we got a
We
motion.
take
and a
it off the
second.
same way. Got a first and a second. Any more discussion? Call roll.
Alderman Joyce,
Yes.
Alderman Hill,
Yes.
Alderman Lord,
Yes.
Alderman Falconberry,
Yes.
Alderman Norton,
Yes.
Alderman Williams.
Yes.
Anything else?
Thank you.
Any more citizen input? Y'all lines keep in mind, communication bird none, reports.
I apologize, y'all just got my report today. Couple of things I'd like to point out on it. We had mentioned a little bit the sewer project is at 30 to 35% completion. It is going slow, probably will not be finished by the first deadline that was set. I don't see how it could. They're going through a bunch of rock right now, and I think they're getting less than just going slow, but it is getting there. We did have a site visit by the EPA for that project. Talked about compliance with the American Steel Act. They had some comments about different ways to document that different pieces are actually American steel. That's about all I got. The caboose, we may end up having to rebid that. I've gone back and forth with the company a little bit. Haven't been able to get anything moving on that, so I may have to put that out for bid again. I prefer not to, but may have to. I just need to get that moving.
Is that to rebid getting it or getting it here?
The transportation and placing it. Yeah,
But we have the caboose.
yeah, it's donated to
Somewhere.
us, and CSX is wanting us to
Get it.
get it gone, but I'm having trouble working out the getting it gone part. And that's all I got that I wanted to bring up. I will say on the last two items, made kind of a unscientific approximation of how many people may have seen the fireworks show. It's definitely growing every year, and I'm thinking there's probably about 4,000 to 5,000 people that viewed it this year.
That was a great show. Y'all did a great job.
And that's once again, that's an unscientific approximation. I wouldn't want anybody to hold me to
Because
That's
of
that.
the rain and
100,000.
everything. Some folks didn't even come out because of the rain.
There was people from Spring Hill here.
Yes.
I know there were.
Lewisburg too, they're up here. People from Lewisburg also.
I know it. Lewisburg,
That was
everybody
worth
was
the
up
trip.
here.
I think the rain did scare a few of them off. I think it would have been there.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
wonderful. It was so cold. They turned the fans off.
And the mayor and I have spoken to people, to officials with the bank, and have asked them to put something together, some terms for the board to look at, to vote on, and that's where we are on that.
I have a question. Let's go down to HR. It says boards will need Title VI training.
That's correct.
So take care of them.
Is that more of
Women
Ron
club.
and Don?
That's something that we can do in-house. It'll probably take about 45 minutes to an hour, and we could do that before our next board meeting or something like that, and take care of that. And we'll need to start doing that every year with both this board and the planning commission. There's a possibility that could affect some of our grant funding, we'd be in a better position if our boards took that training.
Sure, we might set up in location.
What did he say?
Hell, I'm sitting looking at it.
We'll probably do a PowerPoint.
Well, we sat in here and seen we go on just 4 hours that night.
Yeah,
I
right.
went dead. 2 hours
3
later,
hours.
he'd go on service and all you ordered me way out of here.
That's something that all of our employees go through every year. I feel like we'd be in a better spot if our boards went through it as well.
How did the 4th go for us around town? 4th of July, no complaints. Everybody did okay.
I haven't heard any complaints. If
I know we
there
did.
were
I saw
any.
some more shells going off everywhere. So
Oh, they still going on.
yeah.
Bell Street's
Yeah.
still celebrating.
They still.
No, I quit.
They still sitting.
Well, isn't it over now? It's
I hope
supposed to
so.
be, according to our ordinance.
Sunday. Last weekend after.
They
the
come and
weekend.
clean my carpet. day after tomorrow, and my little dog messed it all up.
I think it went pretty good. I was just asking.
It was good. It was good. I don't think the police department has. I asked them, they said they have no problem.
I just
Party
hate that
behind
I
me,
miss
but
Bell
you know how it
Streets.
goes.
I could see it from my backyard, except it was raining. And then it was wet in my swing, so.
The first
I know I
grass
cleaned
away,
our whole
that
street off when we got done. I was out there sweeping it up till 2 o'clock in the morning.
those street puts on a show that's second to ours. I promise you. They go all out.
It is, it's a good
Up
show.
here,
While he had his back operating on,
I live on Lawrence Avenue. Y'all know where I live. Everybody knows where I live. I live up there. I can sit right there beside my house on my front porch, and I can see it good.
Yeah,
And it would jar you
yeah,
there, and it was good.
it was. And that's
It was
why I
good.
want to keep it here. I didn't want to carry it to the park. There's a lot of people that stay home watching.
Right, correct. You know, I'd rather have 4,000 or 5,000 people here than I had at the park.
Absolutely.
I'm just gonna start
Let's not
irritating
count
in
the people,
January about
Jackie.
getting a little festival started.
Let's not count the people that stayed in their own
Yeah.
house and watched it.
Right.
I just think it's, when people are coming in, you bring them in for the businesses to, of course, they closed on, well, they're not on the day before.
I won't lie, I went on the Maggie Boo's guys where Jackie said he'd pay the permit, but the new ice cream man here in town showed up since the band canceled theirs, and he called me and asked me if he could sell, and I went on a limb and said yes. So if I need to pay that fee, I'll pay before I leave.
He still runs my house.
Yeah.
Bing, bing, bing,
Yeah,
bing,
sure.
bing.
Big Willie, he's when a kid doesn't have money for the ice cream, he gives that kid an ice cream. No kid leaves empty-handed. So I figured I'd do the right thing, and I was like, somebody says something, tell them to come yell at me. I'm the one that said yes. So.
I think he's been paying his permit, so.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Like I said, he tried not to step on the band's toes, but when the band decided to pull out because a couple raindrops, he showed up.
Anything about any more reports?
I just want to get in a quick plug for the police here. I don't know if you noticed the numbers here on Hughes, but he's doing a fantastic job. I don't know if y'all had the pleasure of meeting him. Hughes, our new nighttime officer.
Right.
He has found a lot of bad things and a lot of traffic stops
Yeah.
here recently, and he's doing a fantastic job.
Right.
I met him at the fireworks, and we had us a nice 30-minute conversation about some of the things that he's ran across that
Oh, yeah.
we don't want or need in this town.
Right.
So, if you guys get a chance to meet him, he's a heck of a nice guy, and he's loving it here.
We just said him to come next week and let everybody look at him.
Yeah, I tried to get. I was like, I know we introduced you to town.
Yeah,
Let's
no,
no part of that.
New
He's
employees
shot.
are supposed to come
Yeah.
and be introduced.
Yeah, there was at one time.
Ron, folks, brought him right now. I think he's still on vacation.
I think he was on vacation. I don't know if he still is. I think he still is.
Other than he's worse than Jackie about tint. He does not like tint. That's how he's finding all this stuff. You have a dark shade of tint on your truck. You're getting pulled over.
That's it. That's it. Any more, anything on report? Have a motion and second.
Move to accept.
Have a motion and second.
Second.
Any more discussion? Call the roll.
Alderman Falconberry,
Yes.
Alderman Morton,
Yes.
Alderman Williams.
Yes.
Alderman Lawrence.
Yes.
Alderman Hill.
Yeah.
Alderman Joyce.
Yes.
All right, I'm sorry, I moved down to old business first, ordinance 2912, Chris, business license ordinance. We're gonna repeal this.
Move to repeal.
I'll say.
On second. Third.
All right, I'm sorry. I'll do better next
Don't
time,
be
maybe.
sending me a bill from 1982.
Anything else?
Don't be sending me a-
I would all
Roll
think
call
that
vote.
rally started.
Everybody good? Everybody good on that?
Yep.
Roll call vote.
Alderman Joyce.
Yes.
Alderman Hill.
Yeah.
Alderman Lawrence. Alderman Falconberry.
Yes.
Alderman Morton.
Yes.
Alderman Williams.
Yes.
Resolution 2019-20, AECOM contract.
This is one that we've talked about a couple of times. This one actually has the values on it. This is for the TAP grant, the one, this $1.8 million grant for the downtown project, or for the corridor project. And I would like to add into this resolution, not to exceed the budgeted amount of $317. the grant amount. This is how much, this is a contract for the engineering services and architectural services and design, and the CEI, which is required inspection during the project, and I think the putting together a couple of construction easements. And I think that's all that's in this. But this is a contract that we have to have with the consultant in order to get started with the design of the project.
I make a motion to
I would recommend that we add not to exceed $318,000 in there, which is that budgeted amount is 317 and a few hundred, but 318 was covered. I just want to make sure that this don't go above and beyond that budgeted amount for the grant.
And Mark, in addition to that, when we talked about that earlier, but the draft we had didn't have a thorough description of the services and schedule and deliverables for the exhibit, and so I think the board could approve it subject to having that, and then Exhibit B with respect to the not to exceed amount and hourly schedules completed before the mayor signs it.
Is that your motion? I second it as Penny.
First and a second. Any discussion on it? Did you get both those? On that. We'll call the roll.
Alderman Lawrence?
Yes.
Alderman Hill?
Yeah.
Alderman Joyce?
Yes.
Alderman Williams?
Yes.
Alderman Morton?
Yes.
Alderman Falconberry?
Yes.
Any other business?
Are y'all gonna, are we gonna find out why we decided to leave out 1921?
I don't know, man, tell you. I think we need to set it aside for right now
And keep on trying to
to
collect?
figure out where he's at and take it further,
Okay,
what we need to do.
I agree with you.
I will say, after talking to Todd today, and Chris and the circuit court clerk's office, what we're trying to ensure is that we can still collect the debt, which I believe we can, even if we write it off. The only reason for writing it off is to get it out of the findings on the audit that's been carrying over since 2013. And we just want to make sure with the auditors and all the necessary people, and add the language into the resolution that says this in no way means that we're not going to keep collecting this debt. It just means that we're going to get this finding out of our audit.
When he didn't pay that bill, he ain't supposed to be in jail.
The balance is 2,300 and some change. There was 800 and some odd dollars paid in 2017. I think that's probably a result of some communication that we had with him in 2017, potentially.
I think maybe it was communicated to the district attorney at that time, and they,
It's his picture.
or indirectly to him maybe, and then that was a reason.
Okay.
When I look back, we talked, that's what it looked like it happened from emails, but I think, again, depending on what the clerk said, is that, that's the way it should proceed at this stage, that they can still enforce that restitution order and hold him in contempt for failure to pay on that. But if that doesn't work, we'll try another way.
He is running a business. You would think that if you're running a business, there would be some way, that goes on your business or better business or something, with the, so I do know he's running a business.
Where's he at?
He's around here.
Well, we're gonna get somebody to encourage him.
Most definitely, I'll contact him myself.
Great, back on the knees.
Okay.
We'll Yeah, what we want to ensure is that everybody understands that we're going to continue to try to collect this debt. And whatever we vote on would be solely to remove that as an audit finding.
We still collect it. Circuit court judge them said, the circuit court said we can still collect it. We just need to clear the books for it.
But I must see
That
both
one.
sides.
Have to be the next audit, which would be when? Next year?
Sometime.
So we've got time, yeah.
I want to make sure we don't set the example for anybody that steals from us.
That was not that.
We'll write it off if you don't pay.
That's
I wanted to prosecute to the full extent of the law. I can't take the beat.
Now, he's done been punished, but he ain't paid. We're just trying to get the city's money back that he put in his pocket. That's what we're trying to do. We're not setting an example.
That was cleared up for
That's
me.
smarter than that.
Yeah.
He's already been punished, what did he get?
He's on probation for a long time. He's supposed to pay the restitution and
But supposed to,
pay the $2,000 and stuff, but he ain't paid us back.
he hasn't yet.
No. He's paid some, but
So
not
that
much.
is kind of setting, possibly could
Right.
set the example.
Right.
Yeah,
Don't pay them, just write it off.
balance is $2,323.
So he's paid some, that's. Start.
I don't pay a medical bill, they garnish my check. I want my money.
Send him $20 a month.
I'll take it. As long as he's paying it, I'll take it.
Any other business?
I move to adjourn.
Second.
Get on another way.